So this is his new recommendation of this new manga, and he says, why legendary manga authors recommend this by Sufferents. So we're going to see this video and see what he says. I love his videos. He has funny memes, and he got that radio voice, I guess, that British radio voice. I don't know, is there a British radio voice? I'm not sure. So with that said, let's go. I think a lot of girls probably like watching him because like the ASMR bullshit or whatever the fuck you call it. All right, let's see. Big? Let's go.
I think a lot of you will really, really enjoy. It's been recommended by a ton of different authors. Very iconic ones. Inio Asano of Punpun, Naoki Urasawa of Monster, 20th Century Boys, etc. And Hideo Kojima of Metal Gear and Death Stranding. Now,
I don't think people are really happy with Hideo Kojima right now. I think people are considering him woke to a degree.
I like all of
I think some people think he has kind of sipped the woke Kool-Aid to a degree.
these authors. I like their works a lot. So when I seen all of them
well, I'm not going to take it from him. He is amazing author. He does have done masterful things, especially with Metal Gear. And I think with I think he did Pragmata as well. I think he's also the mind behind Pragmata. I think. So I don't think he's that woke. He probably put some woke shit just to appease the Westerners, but I don't think he's woke.
post on Twitter about this manga, I'm like, okay, let me tap in, let me see what they're recommending. All I can say is, I get it. This manga is called Room 999. It's by Nanga Nan, and it is very, very interesting.
Okay, so this is a recommendation. I love recommendations. You know how much you guys know how much I love manga recommendations. I mean, not read them, but I love the concept of manga recommendations. They are amazing. So let's jump into this. It's called Room 999. Love this.
I enjoy it. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I opened it up expecting something
I think he's the one who made Pragmata. Too many nines.
kind of dark, maybe surreal, and it is that, but in a completely different ballpark to what I was expecting, which is great. I love a good surprise. This manga has about 20-ish chapters, I believe, but less than 10 that have been translated to English, so I hope with the recent influx of popularity, eventually it might get a proper English translation, or at least more translations in the coming weeks and months. Room 999 is a difficult story to explain, and it's even more difficult to show without getting my channel blasted off with copyright, so stick with me. I have a little bit of material to use. Imagine a massive, dystopian, decaying apartment megastructure. All of the inhabitants within this megastructure are like different beings.
Oh wait, I'm wrong. It says the video game Pragmata was written by Haruo Ramata. I don't think Kojima had nothing to do with the game. Hold on. Let me play this so you can play this.
Aliens, creatures, multiple eyes, multiple limbs, barely even humanoid. Some are like interdimensional beings. Some are like multiple people combined into one goop. They're all just weird individuals. And they all live in this apartment complex. And the main character is a postman, is to obviously deliver letters. Now, I really like this kind of...
Wait, it says here, Hideo Connection. It says that when Capcom first revealed Pragmata 2020 was constructed, he said, Hideo Kojima, okay, styles of the thing, frequent comparisons. He said Pragmata is a action-adventure, has drawn frequent comparisons to... Okay, I don't think it has anything to do with the game.
Of weird concept that's barely been explored in this story around the letters. A way that I can explain it is that...
I think it was highly inspired by Hideo Kojima, but I don't think it had anything to do with the game.
Imagine you get a letter from a family member and it has a ton of emotional writing in it. Someone has clearly poured their heart and soul into writing you this letter. You get it delivered to you, you open it, you read it, and in this story, you're meant to give the letters back. If you do not give the letter back after a certain period of time, the letter will basically explode with emotion into this all-consuming black miasma type of thing. We see a snippet of it very early. It looks very cool.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
And the way the postman deals with this is by using a stamp and sealing it off.
They said British people right now. Hey, I hear you.
Now, because the story is incredibly early, I can't confidently say that this is the whole appeal of the story. Like, this isn't what the whole thing is about, right? This megastructure is very nation-specific, work-orientated specific. It's kind of weird to explain. So it's more like, for the nation, you work for the nation, you eat for the nation, you put a smile on at work while you work for the nation. Everything is in glory for the nation, for the government.
So pretty much the UK. Gotcha. So everything that's happening in the UK. Oh god, that's horrendous.
You know, long live this blissful nation. It's very dystopian, very policed, very gross. When you see people
So it's the UK. Yeah. It's a depressing, horrible place to be in. That's why I will never want to go to the UK to visit. I will never go to the UK. Never go to UK. I might go to UK and they might go through my shit to see I said a meme or some shit. Damn, bruv. And I think Canada's going down the same same bullshit.
Interact with this grossness. It's kind of the norm. Like, the postman doesn't question or pick up on anything. He's very calm about delivering letters. He's just trying to make money, buy food, and potentially try and save up, just like everybody else. But then you see like industrial workers doing all like the hard labor stuff, and they're being directly monitored by like hideous creatures. These massive, tall, weirdly designed creatures. Imagine a dog, but like short and stumpy, but incredibly tall. It's going to be very interesting to find a picture to try and depict that. They just roam around and they abuse people that, you know, are falling out of line. It's like a big Amazon Congo line of trying to fill up these small tins with goop and food that's probably inedible. If you spill even a fraction of that goop, you're probably getting your head beat in by an abominable creature. There is definitely like a hierarchy to this. The people with money that are rich, but, you know, can buy off people, buy people directly. But they kind of lurk in the background and in the crevices of the wall. You never really see them directly, at least early on. And this is kind of like the whole gist of the story so far. I read about 4 or 5 chapters that have been translated to English, and it's really just taking its time to build the mood, build the atmosphere, kind of set all these nice little foundational pieces to eventually build upon. But it's moody in like a really good way, and it provides that sense of mystery. You know, a good mystery that kind of lures you in, and then when those hooks set in, it like starts reeling you in fast.
Bro, these memes, yo.
A good way, and it provides that sense of mystery. You know, a good mystery that
Yeah, he kind of does. The main character does look like he's from Cells at Work. Yo, I think we all had at least one person look at us like this at least one time. Right? Clips are crazy.
Kind of lures you in, and then when those hooks set in, it like starts reeling you in faster and faster. Like, I love a good mystery. Whether it's direct, whether it's indirectly, whether it's like a passive mystery that's like sitting in the background, or everything's kind of just unknown.
Oh shit, I had a bitch look at me like that. I had a bitch look at me like that when I was trying to talk to her friend. The bitch was mad because I didn't want to talk to her, so she gave me this fuck-ass stank look. Like, fuck you. That's exactly why I didn't talk to you, because you got a stank face, bitch. Look at me like a fucking skeleton.
Or unorthodox, so it kind of makes a mystery anyway, even if the story isn't about being a mystery. I love a good mystery. I think a lot of people do. So when you kind of get hooked into the essence of that passive mystery, they're set in hard. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's the deal with this whole nation aesthetic corporatized approach that they're going for. Why are the civilians not like roaming outside? They're kind of just inside their apartment complex. You have to be back by a certain time. You can't go out at nighttime, which is interesting. Why a big apartment complex? Why are these huge blimps in the sky that kind of dictate a certain type of time period, but then it's like, the amalgamation of 20 people combined into one singular ball, or a person with 6 arms. It's very purposefully messy in that regard, but I think that's kind of the charm for it right now.
Oh my god, this is a character. Isn't this a character in Dark Souls? This is like a whole amalgamation of like dead people as one person. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Seeing all of these different
Only the Japanese will come up with shit like this.
Weird things kind of placed together, and then like a very simple, straight-faced, monotoned delivery man just going about giving people letters. Now, I would typically recommend this openly to people, like, hey, you should read this, it's worth your time. But this is one of those stories where I'm like, maybe you should wait a little bit. Just because it's kind of difficult to read, like finding-wise, but it also doesn't really have a lot of material out currently. Until there is a little bit more of chapters to work with, maybe then would be a better time to jump in. But by all means, if any of this small snippets of stuff sounded interesting, please do give it a read. Alright, I have something special for you. Y'all have been scrolling on Twitter, seeing some really cool panel works, and you're like, I need to read that manga right now. This is exactly what happened to me. This little elf for like the past 2 months and know nothing about this story. I have yet to read it, but I am so
I think we heard of this one. I think, not this video, but this particular one.
excited to check it out because it just looks so artistically cool, and I'm putting it here at the end of this video. I'm sorry, Room 999, you've had your time to shine. Now it's time for the journey of a dark elf with fading powers. The title to me, very straightforward. It's giving Freerun a little bit, or like reverse. But over the months, I have learned a little bit about this story. First and foremost.
So Freerun, who's very monotone, very reserved, who has a lot of power, and she looks more European elf. Now we have an elf that is more dark skin, silver or white hair, so similar to that of Freerun, but her powers are fading and she looks happy.
This is a story by Daisuke Itabayashi. It's very new. I originally seen people talking about it many months ago in some sort of competition within the magazine. So basically the magazine was pushing out for new authors, people would throw in one-shots, and the community would actually vote on what they were most interested in getting a full serialization. This was one of those stories. I think this is one of the
yes, guys, I'm still open to the idea of doing a one-shot. I need to get on. I think if I do one-shots, I have to get good at doing backgrounds. I can't be just putting this shit off. I have to get good at doing backgrounds at this point.
top ranked one out of the handful that were picked for full series, and it's doing numbers. It looks very good. I wish I could show you what some of the panels would look like that I seen on Twitter that instantly sold me. I seen a panel that looked like it was a mix of Maharaga or something out of JJK, this just huge abomination of like this weird creature towering over the entire city. And I'm like, okay, reverse free rim, this character has no magic. How do we deal with something like this? Is this one of those slice of life things where it's all about the journey and the experience and the things that you do, which I believe it part is, but then I also believe the main character just throws hands. Like, yeah, she doesn't have any powers now, but she's beaten people up. That's how skilled she is. That's how long she has been skilled, and that's how skilled she continues to be even without magic. And I love that.
You know what I'm going to do? Instead of drawing characters in settings, I'm just going to draw settings. Get used to the idea of making a setting first, instead of putting characters in the setting. So no characters whatsoever, just make a setting. So like a street, a building, I don't know, a city. I think. Yep. If she's like an Asta but an elf, it's gonna be insane.
That concept to the core. I love when stories have the full range of abilities, very powerful people in here, and the fights are absolutely ridiculous. But then you have one character that is kind of just walking through everybody without using any type of magic. And it's not trying to lean into the gimmick category, even though it could easily come off as that. Instead, it's more like this person is so experienced that they don't even need to use magic if they had it. Yep. I will say this though, I probably wouldn't have noticed this series if I didn't have like a new recent interest in fantasy manga. If you didn't know, I'm a little bit weird when it comes to fantasy stories, especially related to manga, because I think they overlap a little bit too much, and I get kind of bored. This isn't meant to be like a slight or a dig. Fantasy manga and the...
So you think it's gonna be more like Mashal? Mashal? She's gonna throw hands instead of using magic? I usually start with the backyard sometimes. Okay.
Originality of it. I just find that there tends to be a lot of overlap, and the stories never really lead down an alley that I'm particularly interested in.
For you, PT, what is the hardest part about doing the backgrounds? For you specifically.
However, that has changed. So I watched Freerun and I read it. I enjoyed it. I read Dungeon Meshi. I thought it was very cute. The one that sold me, however, and a lot of you will know this answer already, Witch Hat Atelier. I read this. I recently talked about it. Let me tell you, mind blown. I'm actually super disappointed that I even had this mindset of like not really enjoying fantasy manga or being burnt by fantasy manga prior, which don't even answer those names because I don't remember them, and just never really coming back to experience it because I missed out on gems. And I continue to miss out on gems because deep down, I do enjoy fantasy. I just need to find ones that I connect with. And that's very difficult when there's so much of the genre to explore. There's so many iterations of it, but there's also so much similarity. Witch Hat felt like the biggest breath of fresh air. And because of that, now I'm looking at all of these other stories like Freerun, Dungeon Meshi, and now this Dark Elf with Fading Powers with like a new set of eyes. I will 100% talk about this story. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a lot of material to use to showcase it, so I'll do my best. I'm excited to read it, to talk about it, and curious to see how it does things a little bit differently. Check out Room 999 and the Journey of a Dark Elf with Fading Powers. Leave a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And
Alright, so that was Sufferents on the whole recommendation of the Elf with the Fading Powers, or just say Dark Elf, or I think the Elf with the Fading Powers and Room 999. Interesting concepts, insane stuff, funny memes. Enjoy them. You can focus on detail, but you're not everything gonna look the same. Correct. I understand. So with that said, like, share, comment. Will you guys be reading these mangas? Will you be hoping for an anime for one of them to come up with an anime? Do you care for any of these? If you don't, put your reason. And if you do, put your reason again in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. And I'll try to answer to all of them as much as I can. I know I've been kind of lacking responding on the reaction channel. So it is what it is. So that's why I draw on paper first. Yeah, it was. Sorry about that. So yeah, it is a fantasy recommendation. So with that said, like, subscribe, comment if you guys enjoy this and great stuff. I'll see you guys next one. Thank you, Sufferents, for making this video. I'll put stuff at the bottom of the description like I do with all the other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.